how to become digital resilient with AI or for AI. We're here at .conf 25 at Splunk.
That's where we are.
And I'm here with Kamal Hathi, your Senior Vice President and General Manager at Splunk. And the theme is really how to become digital resilient.
Yes.
There's so many great announcements.
Yes.
It's hard to choose, but which ones are your favorites?
Okay, let's talk about what we announced at .conf. So the sort of the anchor announcement, if you will, the one that was a lot of things, is this what you call the Cisco Data Fabric. And a Cisco Data Fabric is an architecture, it's an evolution of the core Splunk data platform. And this is a way to take data which is maybe at very high scales. We use the word ludicrous scale, so it basically means very large scale, but make it possible to work at very finite economical scale. So it's something that you can do, and as large amounts of data comes in, process at the edge, federate, which means work across multiple different sources. So all data doesn't come into Splunk, but Splunk comes to the data.
Yeah.
So really take compute to the data, enable you, and then have AI built right in so that you're able to intelligently work with the data, answer questions, enable agentic solutions, etc. So that was a big thing, one big important announcement. The other things we announced were around making all the experiences in Splunk more AI enabled. So this notion of what we said, this is resilience with AI. So AI is built in, so you can respond at machine scale, at machine speed, because AI is coming in at machine speed, machine scale. So you can do that. And so there we announced various things around what's called the agentic SOC, the agentic security capability operations center, has multiple things in it. We talked about the agentic observability, also has multiple things in it. And then our platform has got abilities to be more autonomous. So that's the notion of with resilience with AI. And the other part we talked about was the notion of resilience for AI. And the for AI piece really is providing observability at every layer of the stack, all the way from the silicon, working your way up to the GPUs, to the models, to actually agents, end-to-end, silicon to agent, observing, controlling, understanding, giving oversight, and also security to make sure that there's no misuse of the AI itself. And the last thing we talked about, which is really important, is this notion of how do you deliver AI and AI experiences. And there were two parts to this. Part one was what we call the time series foundational model. And this model is really interesting and important because what it does, it allows machine data, which is logs, telemetry, etc., to be treated the same way as you are used to treating text with these large language models. So now you can start making predictions, start answering questions, what's going to happen, how will it happen, etc., with what we are used to in a more common consumer model, but with machine data. And then we showed an interface called the AI Canvas that allowed, as you saw, you can ask questions, it generates the charts and graphs on the fly and allows you to work in an agentic fashion with all this data. So many things. We had many announcements. I maybe had a few of these, but these were the big ones that I think about.
Yeah, and I would love to dive a little bit deeper. You Splunk combined with Cisco, with AI.
Yeah.
So what kind of applications and what kind of new type of possibilities you have to improve the digital resilience or the business resilience?
Right, so we gave some examples there. So one is just making it easier. So for example, when you talk about the agentic SOC or the agentic security solutions, all security professionals, SOC operators are constantly bombarded with these alerts they need to look at, and triaging them, which means what's important, what is not, is very difficult. So we have this example of a triage agent. So you get up in the morning, the triage agent finds what it thinks is the most important to you. So you can go and really pay attention to what's important and then come back to other ones later on. Very interesting way of making it easier with this agentic solutions.
Yeah.
Another example we had that we showed is what's called the SOAR, which is the remediation orchestration playbook generation. And here again, instead of just telling you what to do, it is a graphical interface to build these remediations, these playbooks. And again, the agent walks through, suggests what code snippets to include, what follows what. Again, makes your life much easier. So with these examples of, in this security realm, and so, there were similar things to observability and across the platform in general, but there were good examples of how do we make, the fundamental task of resilience easier for our customers.
And you were talking about this ludicrous amount of
Yes,
data, and
yes.
especially around machine data.
Yes.
So why is machine data so important for the digital resilience?
Okay. So I'll give you an analogy, okay? Machine data is what comes out of everything. Applications, networks, hardware, PC, computer systems, the network, everything generates logs, right? Generates alerts, generates telemetry. That's machine data. You can think of machine data as the heartbeat of the enterprise. So you have to measure the heartbeat to know what's going on. And Splunk is the heart rate monitor for the enterprise. So that's machine data as the heartbeat, we monitor the heartbeat. And that gives you resilience.
And if the heart doesn't beat,
then you have a problem.
Then you have a problem. So sometimes there's, let's say, on one hand, the risk and the opportunities. If you look to AI, you have the LLMs on one hand, you have the agentic AI, really, really great opportunities. But on the other hand, is this risk, this one anomaly that can really break things down. So how should executives handle this opportunity versus this type of risk?
So I think there's two parts. And we talked a little about this, is that AI itself can be a risk, as you said. You know, you can have much faster threats coming in, new kinds of threats. But AI is also this revolution, it's an opportunity. And so what we're doing, and we talked about this in the keynote, is this notion of fighting fire with fire, right? This idea that AI itself is going to be the tool that provides against AI. So as AI moves at machine speed, machine scale, we provide the tools for our customers to also move at machine speed and machine scale, and we enable this. So this is the idea that, you know, you really need to provide the core of your systems have to be plumbed in with AI so that anything that comes up we can react to it. And
what are the most favorite for you, the most favorite innovations in the digital resilience part?
I mean, the most sort of interesting and sort of, you know, high impact was the AI canvas. And that demo was amazing, I think. It really showed the power of all of these things coming together. The notion of, you know, agentic going off, agents goes off and starts understanding what the problem is. The idea of, you know, making things like SPL, the Splunk language, much easier. And then the third part was just creating graphical solution interfaces, high impact, high visual. But it really solves a problem, because today, when you want to be, you know, really taking advantage of all these things of observability, security, resilience, it requires high degree of expertise. With this solution, it allows many more people to participate with less degree of expertise, but yet achieving the same kind of high results.
And then we're talking basically end-to-end insight in all the different systems. You have your cloud data, you have your, let's say, your network, your security. How can you handle that? And why is it so important to have this end-to-end insights?
So look, there's multiple parts to this. Part one is clearly your company's everywhere. You can't say I will only have my cloud resilient, but my devices will not be, or you can't have that, right? So that's important. The second thing that's important is, if you really want to take advantage of AI, if you really want to be able to say, look, I want to have a new way of understanding how to prevent these systems from failing, you need to have a model, a view that combines all of it together. So we give the example of, you know, 1 degree change in temperature in a device could have a massive impact down the road that you didn't even think about in an application. Completely disconnected, but that's, and this is this butterfly effect, small thing here, big thing there. So, but for that to work, you need to have a model of your entire system that includes data from all aspects, from your network, from your premises, on-premises, your device, your application, your compute. All the data has to be synthesized together into one machine model that you can now start to use for, you know, see the unseen.
And I'm very curious, maybe you cannot explain too much, but what's going to happen in the future? What kind of new developments are you going to bring in the domain of AI?
I mean, we are continuing to go on and evolving here. And there's two parts to this. Part one is fundamentally making it easier and better to create and work with AI. So it's not AI itself, but just tooling, the plumbing. It's very important because everybody, all our customers are going to build their own solutions, but they need the data in the right shape, the right form, the right size, the right governance, the right security. So we are making sure we provide that platform. This is the Cisco Data Fabric, this platform. So we are making sure we are providing that. And we'll keep on improving, continuing to provide customers more and more choices there. The second thing is around, you know, you can think about, you know, Splunk is a platform with many, you know, user-built, customer-built applications. We have this thing called Splunk Base. You know, there are thousands of applications on Splunk Base that customers have built. You can imagine the future, I think, where it'll become something like an agent base. Customers will build more and more interesting agents for their resilient solutions, for other solutions that require machine data, and we'll make it possible for our customers to go share them with each other, involve them, and have solutions delivered via these agents on our platform and marketplace. You can imagine those kinds of things happening in the future as well.
Kamal, thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, great insights.
Thank
so
you.
many new innovations.
Yes,
That
yes.
it's some kind of new era.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, it's just the beginning, as you mentioned.
Yeah. It is indeed a new era. I want to stress that.
Yeah.
This is a new era for Splunk. You can think about this as Splunk 2.0, Splunk.next, call it what you want, but this really is something that we think about in a big way.
But I think also for the enterprises, this is an era where you can make a change and where you can differentiate yourself, or you're going to lose the competition.
Absolutely true.
Well,
right? Thank you so much. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you, and thank you for watching. And we're looking for
beautiful place,
many more new innovations here at Splunk.com.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Fantastic.